going on, guys? Welcome to another video. What you're looking at right here is the corner of our apartment that we use to restore boots and shoes. In today's video, we are going to show you how to restore the Prophet into a leather pair of boots. Let's dive in. So today's video is a basic leather boot restoration. We have a men's golden retriever leather boot as the subject of today's restoration. It's always key to source boots that don't have a lot of damage. We're going to be restoring the leather on these, but we want to make sure that there's no damage. We're going to be using a horsehair brush. You can order this on Amazon, or you can get it at almost every shoe store. We're going to be using Lexol for the cleaner and the conditioner. And again, we jumped on Amazon and picked that up. This is the conditioner, which we're going to do after we clean. And in order to bring some color back in, we're going to use the Kiwi black polish. Now, Kiwi has a couple different types of polish. This is the one we're going to use today because it's the quickest. So the first thing we do is we take the laces out of the boots. It's super important to give yourself enough room to be able to clean, condition, and then polish all the leather without having the laces in the way. Plus, you don't want to get any polish on the laces. So just pull all the laces out. The next thing we're going to do is grab the horsehair brush and brush off the entire boot. The more brushing you do, the better. You want to get anything that may be attached to the boot off, and you want to give yourself a nice debris-free surface before you get into the cleaning and the conditioning process. So use the horsehair brush and give the boots a nice brush down. Now that the boots are all brushed off, we're going to jump into cleaning them using the Lexol all leather cleaner. Again, we got it on Amazon. We have another smaller circular horsehair brush that we're going to be using to put the leather cleaner on. Give it a solid shake. Gonna put a little bit of cleaner into our little dish. You want to dab your circular horsehair brush in and just be very thorough as you start to clean the leather surface. The suds are good. And as you can see, you want to get into all the crevices, all the little cracks. Give it a nice, thorough brush. And you're going to see the leather is going to start looking a lot better already. Keep dabbing into your Lexol leather cleaner so that you've got a solid amount of suds. And just make sure you're going over every square inch of the boot. You want to make sure you have an even clean. You don't want to push very hard, but you want to make sure that you're thorough. Hopefully that makes sense. It's not about pressure. It's about letting the bristles do the work for you. Just make sure you don't miss any spots, and you want to do this around the entire boot, including up into the tongue area. This is another reason why we took the laces off. You want to make sure all the leather is thoroughly cleaned. If there's any suds that are left over, you can use a rag and lightly wipe it off, but the leather cleaner will soak into the leather. We're going to do this for the remainder of the boot. Once that is done and your boot is dry, we are now going to take the conditioner and we're going to condition the leather before we polish. So we have our Lexol leather conditioner, and we're not going to put it in the dish. We're going to use a clean rag and we're going to apply the conditioner after we shake it up a little bit. We're going to apply the conditioner directly to the rag and softly massage the conditioner into the leather. I'll show you what we mean here. And again, you're going to want to make sure you cover the entire boot. And the idea here is you're conditioning the leather. Again, you don't have to press very hard. You just want to make sure that you're putting an even coat of the leather conditioner all over. Again, you might have to reapply. It's not about pressure. It's just about getting the conditioner in contact with every square inch of the boot. And of course, you're going to want to make sure that you don't miss any spots. It's super important when restoring leather boots that you do it evenly across the entirety of all the leather. Now that we've conditioned, you can see they look a lot better already. What we're going to do now is use the kiwi polish to give it an even coat and kind of bring the shine back in. Now here is the other type of kiwi polish that you can use. It takes a little bit longer. We're going to use this, which is quicker. Both are okay, but for this video we're going to use the quicker polish. The other polish is a little bit more wax based and takes some buffing. So what you have here is a pressure system with a sponge around it. So what you're going to do is almost like a bingo dopper. You're going to apply a little bit of pressure, which is going to release some of the polish, and then you're going to use the sponge to evenly coat the leather. Now again, this isn't about pressure. You don't want to press very hard. You only want to press hard when you need more polish to come out. And then you just lightly make sure that you have an even coat of the polish, and you use the corners of the brush to get into the smaller areas, making sure that you apply evenly across the entirety of the boot. And again, if you have to press to release more of the polish, you just press down. It releases through the middle and the sponge picks up the rest. And then of course you do this for the entirety of the boot. Meanwhile, for the laces, you can use some dish soap with some water. And all you want to do is put the laces in and let them soak while you're finishing the rest of the boot. Now we have the polish applied. The last thing we want to do is give it a wipe down with the horsehair brush. This is going to even everything out. Again, just any little bit of debris that might have been floating around in the air that might have settled when you're putting the polish on, this is going to remove that, and it's just going to make sure that everything is an even coat across the board. And the last thing we want to do is lace the boots back up. We've got clean laces. We've got a cleaned, conditioned, and polished pair of boots. This doesn't take that long. I think the longest thing that takes in this scenario is really letting the boot dry when you put the polish on. Obviously letting the boots dry after the cleaner and after the conditioner, but it's absolutely worth it. The key when you're sourcing leather boots, again, is to make sure that there's not structural damage done to the boots. Little nicks here and there are okay, but no structural damage. You want to make sure they have all the eyelets. You want to make sure that there's no dry rot. And putting a little sweat equity into cleaning, conditioning, and polishing the boot can bring a lot higher profit for the pair. You're adding value to the pair of boots. We do this across dozens of different brands of boots, and what we usually try to do is wait till we have 10 or 12 pairs and do them all at once, and do like an afternoon of cleaning boots, conditioning them, and polishing them. And there you go. You now have a much, much better looking men's leather boot. This is what it will look like before. As you can see, no structural damage, but we brought the shine back into it after we cleaned and conditioned the leather. All right, that's what we got for you guys today. As always, if you have any questions at all, jump into the comments below. And until the next video, we hope you enjoy each and every single step.